Lesson 15 Part 1 The Master Trader Mindset. Welcome to Lesson 15 Part 1. My name is Sam Eder. I'm a global macro-currency trader and the owner of FXRenew.com. This is the Advanced Forex course for smart traders. Market wizard Van Tharp said, "There are three primary factors involved in duplicated success: beliefs, mental states, and mental strategies." By immersing yourself in the mentality of some of history's greatest traders, the understanding of what it takes to be successful becomes subtler and more integrated into your trading. Here are 6 common themes amongst how the market wizards think. They credit their success to discipline. They take a rational and practical approach to money management. They have no boundaries and are open to everything. They think against the herd. They play the good hands and drop out of the poor hands. And they trade bigger when they are trading better. By adopting these mindsets, I can guarantee you'll become a much better trader. The exception that proves the rule. One of the more interesting things about the market wizards is that one might hold the exact opposite view from another, yet both are highly successful in their own right. One obvious example is the concept of cutting your losses short and letting profits run. There are examples of traders who either let their losses run or cut their profits short and make spectacular profits doing so. This does not mean that the overall mindset is wrong, just that there are many ways to be successful. So what I attempt to do in this lesson is create a glide path. I look for the commonalities between top traders and focus on the things that we, as retail traders, can apply in our approach to the markets. I will outline the contrary view where I can. Let's get started with one of the most commonly known but least well understood master trader mindsets: discipline. The most important thing is discipline. Imagine a trader with no discipline. They fail to follow their own rules. They enter and exit on a whim, or perhaps, much worse, they fail to have any trading rules at all. Contrast a highly disciplined trader who executes their plan flawlessly, without exception, even when it seems like the most difficult thing to do. Which one would you rather be? The answer is obvious, but perhaps somewhat elusive to achieve. So, how to be disciplined? There are a number of mindsets that highly disciplined traders share. Market wizard Bill Lipschitz said, "I like the game. I think it is a great challenge. It's also an easy game to keep score of." Trading is a game. Many of the traders interviewed in the Market Wizards books viewed trading as a game. If you view trading as a game, then making a mistake is necessarily a failure to follow your own rules. Viewed through this lens, perfect play becomes a lot easier to work towards. Whether you make or lose money on a trade is not important in the long run. What is important is that you follow the rules of the game. Market wizard Tom Baldwin said, "In our business you have to have a total disregard for money. You can't trade for money." Money is not important. Top traders view money as not important. Of course they want to make money and they are very respectful of their capital and profits. But it's not about the money. It's about following the correct trading processes. If they do that, then the money will come. Instead, if your focus is on the money you're making or losing, you tend to make emotional decisions based on fear and greed. Focus your attention on trading well and let the results take care of themselves. Market wizard Steve Watson said, "I usually don't get excited by winners. I'm too busy looking for the next trade." Don't care if you win or lose on a trade. Not every trade you place is going to be a winner. Some will win and some will lose. It's important as a trader not to get invested in the results of any one individual trade. So when you trade, control your emotions. Strive for a sense of balance, no matter what the market does. If you have a win, don't get elated. If you have a loss, don't get upset by it. Instead, be happy at all times just to follow your own rules and play the market game in your own way. Trading is like rolling a dice loaded in your favour. When you place a trade, it's helpful to think that it's like rolling a dice loaded in your favour. Trading is a game of probabilities, where the results of any one individual trade don't matter. Over time, if you continue to roll the dice, your losses will be far outweighed by the profits from the wins generated by your system's edge, i.e. your loaded dice. This means that as a trader your job is to follow your system, irrespective of whether the last trade was a win or a loss. If your system does something that results in losses, that's just part of the system, and so it's nothing to be greatly worried about. Think of the next trade as the first in the next 1,000 you are going to do. As humans, we tend to overvalue recent results, so it is helpful to put the trade in the context of your trading lifespan. The reality is the trade is one of potentially thousands you will place over your career as a trader. While it might be nice for the trade to go for you, the market is going to do what it does, irrespective of your feelings. If you can put the trade in this perspective, it becomes much easier to calmly accept the results, good or bad. Market wizard Victor Sperandio said, "Planning to get out before putting on the trade is a means of enforcing emotional discipline." A plan forces discipline. Without a written plan, it is incredibly difficult to be disciplined. If you trade with no plan, you are what is termed a non-rules-based discretionary trader. That is a trader that enters positions on feelings, tips, or simply what looks good at the time. By having a set of written rules that you follow when you trade, you are exercising discipline. You enter the realm of rules-based discretionary traders, and this is where market wizard Van Tharp suggests that 90% of successful traders live. The other 10% or so are mechanical traders. Market wizard Richard Dryhouse said, "You must fully understand, strongly believe in, and be totally committed to your trading philosophy." Have a core philosophy. Without a core philosophy, you are not going to be able to hold on to your position. As well as having a plan, it is very useful to develop a core trading philosophy. By knowing what you are trying to achieve, and by being very comfortable about your trading, you can continue about your trading business with a minimum of fuss or emotion. It's by really truly knowing what you are about as a trader that your trading discipline goes to another level. This is why it is difficult to trade someone else's plan. You can have a great set of rules, but if you are not in tune with the reasons behind the rules, then you will find them tricky or even impossible to follow mistake-free. This is particularly true when it comes to trading at larger sizes or holding on to winning positions. Without understanding why you are holding on to the position, you'll be tempted to grab your profit prematurely. Objectively evaluate your progress. If you are holding yourself accountable for following your plan, you will instill a large degree of discipline. By being honest with yourself when evaluating your progress, you will pick up on the things that are hampering you or areas where you are making mistakes. A good way to do this is to establish a review process for your trading. This could be done daily, weekly, or on each individual trade. This is one task that comes highly recommended if you want to achieve peak trading performance. Furthermore, it will force you to accept unpleasant truths about your trading. Perhaps you think you have been disciplined when you have not been. There is actually a story in the Market Wizards books about an amateur trader who believes his wife is hiding his trading statements, when in fact he is subconsciously hiding them himself to avoid facing his losses. While this is an extreme example, sometimes we are doing things we don't realize until we take the time to review it. Market wizard William Eckhart said, "Ironically, even though money management is more important than the price model, mathematically it's the more tractable problem." Have a rational and practical approach to risk management. We all hate buzzwords, but it's hard to get away from them. Initially, when we hear the term risk management, we are intrigued. But after a while, we realize everyone is using the words and they lose their meaning. But if you want to trade successfully, risk management is not something you should dismiss. All the market wizards heavily emphasize risk management is crucial to their longevity. It is ingrained in their trading mindset. Thankfully, risk management is not rocket science. Rather, it is a matter of being practical and taking a logical approach. Market wizard William Eckhart said 2 of the cardinal sins, giving losses too much rope and taking profits prematurely, are both attempts to make the current position more likely to succeed, to the severe detriment of long-term performance. Cutting losses short and letting profits run. A trade that works 50% of the time can be very profitable if you apply a good money management plan that keeps your losses smaller than your wins. While it is not universal amongst the market wizards, some of whom practice high probability trading, i.e. a high percentage of small winning trades, a lot of them attribute a large portion of their success to holding on to their winning trades and quickly getting rid of losing ones. Alphonse Fletcher said when discussing Bear Stearns' philosophy, to commit very little capital, to take on very little risk and still make a significant return consistently. They are a very smart firm. Play great defense first. A powerful risk management mindset is to manage the downside and not to worry about the upside. If you have a good system, the upside will come as long as you avoid psychologically damaging large losses. Good traders have very little tolerance for losses. First and foremost, this starts by preserving your core capital. If you lose your core capital, you are out of the game. It's as simple as that. This is particularly true for retail traders. The longer you are around, the greater chance you have of learning what you need to do to start making money. It's also important to protect your profits, not just your principal capital. Don't be cavalier when you are in profit. Just because you are playing with the market's money does not mean you should be any less respectful. Market wizard Edward Thorpe said, varying the position size can be important as an entry methodology. Trade size is more important than the entry point. A common theme amongst market wizards is that the how much you trade is more important than the entry price. Your position size will determine your profit or loss on the trade. Controlling the size of your loss is the key to risk management, so this is an area that should receive a lot of your attention. The trade size impacts not only the profit or loss on the position but also liquidity. You need to manage the liquidity on the trade so you can get out quickly when you're wrong. If you get stuck in a large position that you cannot exit easily, you'll be faced with a risk management disaster. Be prepared to deal with situations that might seem statistically impossible. Always expect the unexpected from the markets. Statistically improbable events occur far more often than they theoretically should. Work out what you will do when you experience one of these events in your risk management plan. Just ask the founders of long-term capital management about how they brought the financial markets to the brink of disaster in the late 1990s by assuming that the statistically impossible would not happen. Or ask anybody who experienced the 1987 Black Monday crash, or any of the several flash crashes that should never have happened in a rational market. If you are not prepared and stick around when the market is severely against you, then eventually they are going to carry you out. Part 2 of this lesson will continue in the next video. I'll see you there.